In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my new Kiesel Delos in a brand new finish. Now, this is a finish called Copper Penny Metallic, and about a year and a half ago, Kiesel sent me a Delos headless. You guys can check that video out. The link is in the description. And what happened was over time, I just started bonding with that guitar. I don't know if it was the neck or the sound or the vibe. Just something about it I liked. And I kind of thought about like, well, what would happen if I take this guitar I like and I have it more spec'd out exactly like my favorite Fender Stratocaster.
Now this Delos with all these upgrades is about just above or just below $2,000 depending on what options you change out.
And I'm gonna go through what I did that caused the upcharges and stuff. And also, if you're interested in getting this guitar, I'll put a link in the description. I think there's something like a Phil's Choice or something like that. They have a little code that you can use that'll let you know what I did. So if in case you're curious when you call them. But here's what's interesting to know. This isn't a signature guitar. It's nothing like that. So you could order a guitar like this. You could order a guitar a little like this. You can order a guitar nothing like this. It doesn't matter. Use one or two of the elements. Of course, my favorite part being this color. Now this color is different than the copper on my Strat. What we did is they went ahead and they went and kind of copied what I would consider the old penny. When it was new, it had an orange like copper look to it, where new pennies are like a pink copper. So they changed, they don't look the same. So this is more like that. It's kind of like a burnt orange meets a copper in a heavy metallic finish. And it's beautiful. Like I said, copper penny metallic is what Kiesel decided to call this color. Let's talk about some upgrades. Start first, of course, starting with the color. The color was an upcharge, not only because it's a metallic color, which is an upcharge, but I think maybe it was custom. There was a charge there for that too, as well. But of course it came out beautiful.
Now on the headstock, I did 3 upgrades. I had the headstock painted, which there's a charge for that. I had what's called a truss rod cover delete, where I didn't have them put the truss rod cover on because they're going to paint the cavity of the truss rod now. And the Kiesel logo is an upcharge if you want the black shadowing. These add to the cost of the guitar, and like I said, if those things aren't something you care about, most of you I think would like having the truss rod cover on and the basic white logo. So imagine you can save some money if you just kind of not do those options. Another point worth mentioning is the graphite nut is standard, doesn't cost any extra.
This is a one-piece maple neck. That is not an upcharge, with an alder body, and again, not an upcharge. I would not change a single thing about this guitar, but looking at this guitar, you'll notice now my backplate is off. I didn't think about asking them, but I would have done a backplate delete. I wouldn't have had a backplate put on, but I don't mind. I just take it off. Locking tuning keys were standard with this guitar. Another upgrade on this guitar was rosewood fretboard. It was about $40 more for rosewood. Interesting thing to note is ebony would be no charge. A lot of you would prefer ebony. Again, I was trying to get this exactly or as close to my Strat that I've been playing for a few years. And now what's nice about that Strat is the necks on this guitar and my Strat are very similar. Now they do have a thicker and thinner neck option, but this one is perfect for me. I like this neck. It's not too thin. It's not too thick. It's just right in that sweet spot. Stainless steel frets, which my Fender did not have. So that's nice, medium jumbo stainless steel frets. So I actually think this is a big improvement. And the fretwork on this is way better than my Fender, and at least how my Fender was for years. And so I have to give them total props for that. I was really impressed. The other thing that's on this is a 12-inch radius fretboard, and again, that's an upcharge. But if you want 14, I guess that's standard. And I don't know a lot of players would even notice a difference. I, again, don't really kind of like focus on that. I think my other Delos is 14. I literally just went with 12 because, again, my Fender is actually a 12. That was something I specified with Custom Shop. I went with the pearl pickguard. That was an upcharge. Otherwise, you get a white pickguard. Now, pickups, I did a ton of research. So Kiesel was nice. Brandon was nice enough at Kiesel to send me out some Kiesel pickups, and I went through them in detail, switching them, moving around, doing things with them. And what I found out was I love the lithium in the bridge and the beryllium in the neck. That's just the way I like them. The lithium is kind of like the higher, hotter output pickup. And so this is a lithium in the bridge, beryllium in the neck.
And to give you a reference, the bridge is about 12.87K, so it's going to be more like a Seymour Duncan JB, where the neck is 7.99 or 8K, and it's going to be more like a PAF. And when you coil split it, it takes it down to 4.02K, which is going to be kind of like a really vintagey Strat 50s tone.
I did basic 3-way switch with volume and tone, and then what's here is a coil split switch but wired a little different. Let me walk you through that, and then we'll do lots of sound samples so you'll hear it. When the switch is in the down position, which is where my normal position is, in other words, this is how I want the guitar all the time. You're gonna have a humbucker in the bridge. The middle position will be 2 single coils, and the neck will be a single coil. Now, why I do it that way is because that's kind of my go-to configuration on guitars. But what I've learned over time is that there's a kind of, this wiring is just better suits me, because sometimes when I'm on that single coil on the neck, I like to throw the switch forward. And if I throw the switch forward, what it does is it returns this back to being a humbucker. So again, down position, you have humbucker, single coils, 2 single coils, single coil neck, that's your 3 positions. In the up position, you would have humbucker, dual humbuckers, humbucker neck. To me, it's all about, I'm in the bridge, I go to the neck, I want to be in single coil mode default. I had them put the Godo 510, and the only reason I did that is the Godo 510 is in so many of the guitars that I own, and it feels great. So there you go. It comes with a deluxe Kiesel gig bag and some picks. It comes with Kiesel picks. What I'm going to do is start playing for you. We're gonna go through the sounds. I'm gonna talk about the sounds, why I like them. What I'm running through right now is I'm running through a Bad Cat Cub 40 head into a 212 cabinet. Okay, so what I did is I made a loop, and what I'm gonna do, it's gonna sound like this. So like I said, that's the loop I'm playing. Let's go ahead and play that. And then I'm gonna play on top of that using, again, just staying in the single coil mode, and I'll switch to the humbucker and you'll hear the difference. Okay, so let me walk through a couple of those choices I made. So when I'm in the neck position on the single coil, what I like for soloing is I like to be able to snap the note. I feel like what's great about this is I could do this all with pedals. I mean, let's be honest. I could just use a boost pedal or an EQ pedal. I can do all this stuff. But this is just, like I said, this is just me and the amp. On the Bad Cat, one of the things about that amp is I like kind of just, I just want to be with that amp. I don't want other things with it. I just want... Right? That's the sound. And then if I want more, I hit that switch. And now listen, it's got like a Gibson-y kind of... And now my pick attack changes. Now I don't want to snap the note. I just want to kind of just start it. And that same with that middle position. Middle position with the switch back. Again, this is 2 single coils now. I like that. I love it for that. Then I go... Yeah, nice. Now, same thing with chords. When I play a chord on the single coil on the neck. The humbucker. What about the bridge. So of course, it's always a humbucker. That's kind of the default. And again, you can have this wired up however you want your guitar. This is just the way I like it. And most of my guitars are wired up like this. So, in fact, so just to be, I should probably show you, just to be kind of like let you know that this might not be for you. The tech at Kiesel actually emailed me. Great, I really appreciate that he did this and said, hey, is this right? Is this what you want? And I responded back very quickly. Yes, it is. And this is why I use it that way. And he was like, great, thanks for letting me know. And he goes, I'll have it done today. But but they had to actually reach out to me because they were like, this just looks too weird. I don't think this was, maybe somebody on the sales team put this in weird. So let's go to the bridge. Oh man, right? To get that sound, I kind of have to back off, and that's what I want. I want to adjust my picking technique for what I'm hearing. So I wouldn't it's gonna kind of crunch the amp a little bit. Try not to spike the recording, I'm sorry. So now what I have is I've set up the Bad Cat so that I'm boosted. And I have a Prometheus, which is a vintage tone pedal, like a clone pedal in front of the amp, and I'm pushing the amp pretty hard. And this is what it's gonna sound like on that bridge. And again, I'm gonna start where I started last time, except for bridge, where it's bridge and then all single coils. And let me just show you what happens with the amp and how it reacts to this pickup change. Let me show you when I clean it up with the bridge. Here's the bridge. All right, so I added a little delay to the sound, and now what I want to show you is the neck pickup in single coil mode, and then I'll show you again how the switching and humbucker on this guitar affects it. And that's what I like. I like to be able to just kind of have that. There you go. So a massive variety of sounds from the wiring and the pickups that are in this. And some other things that probably are important to mention is the scale length. It's 25.5, like a standard Fender style guitar. I asked for 22 frets. You can get 24 if that's something you're interested in. I don't know if there's an upcharge for that, but again, when you build out the guitars, you can see that. And other than that, there was nothing else. It has a nice neck curve. We kind of talk about this, the handshake on this is pretty good. Again, if it was rounded over just a little bit right there, it'd be a little bit better as always, but this is very comfortable, especially considering, you know, it's modeled after kind of a Strat style guitar that has a big block right there. Neck shape is very comfortable. Like I said, this is gonna feel more like a Charvel. So you got to think about like the old Charvels. It's a thinner, on the thinner side. Not a super thin neck, but this would definitely not be a neck I would consider to be chunky in any way. This is going to be a faster playing neck the way it's done. Like I said, the fret treatment was really good. The setup was really good. It has 10 gauge strings on it. I'll put as many screenshots as I can. Man, is this finish cool? It's unique. Like I said, it's kind of copper. It's this burnt orange. It's beautiful marriage. Like I said, copper penny metallic. What a cool color. If you are interested in any of the features on this guitar, you can just, when you order whatever Kiesel you want, you can put this color on another Kiesel. You can get this wiring put on another Kiesel guitar. Anything that inspires you from this video, please feel free to use it however you want. Or if you want to have a guitar made just like this, you can absolutely do so. And again, because the important part, it's not a signature guitar, it's just how I ordered it. You can order yours however you want. So the same guitar, but with, let's say you just wanted a hardtail and you want the truss rod cover and 14-inch radius and an ebony fretboard, I mean, literally would save you quite a bit of money. So there it is, copper penny metallic Delos on the KYG channel. I want to thank the guys at Kiesel for making a great guitar. Thank you, Brandon, especially at Kiesel, man. Thank you so much. Everything you do is very kind, and you always take some time on the phone with me, take some time talking to me about this stuff. And also for Brandon, and he needs a shout out, because when I sent him this idea, hey, I have this guitar and I want to do it, and I had to send him all the specs and all this stuff, and we went back and forth, and he had to source the color, get all that done, and I want to thank him for that. As always, I want to thank all of you for hanging out with me to the end of this video. To the next time, thank you so much for your time, and know your gear.